I have a question for you. What purple McDonald's character, introduced in 1971 as part of McDonaldland, is known for his love of milkshakes? Hi, I'm Mark Ellison, host of the podcast 5 Daily Trivia Questions. Here's another question. What NFL team, founded in 1961, is known for its purple uniforms and Viking horn logo? No, the questions aren't always purple, but we do have theme days on 5 Daily Trivia Questions. Here's one more. What 1984 Prince film and album features the hit songs When Doves Cry and a song about rain? Follow 5 Daily Trivia Questions and come play along. Oh, and the answers: The Grimace, The Vikings, and Purple Rain. 5 Daily Trivia Questions wherever you get your shows. The number 5 Daily Trivia Questions.
O'Reilly.
You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Calaroga Shark Media.
From Miami Beach, where spring break is now just middle-aged white guys recording podcasts, this is Ballot.
And as a middle-aged white guy, let me tell you, getting paid to cover this story is a dream come true. Let's hit this. Hola from Calle Ocho. I'm Patrick Gutfield, and the party's over in Miami Beach, where it seems spring break has gone from wild ragers to, well, just regular beach days. What was supposed to be the second peak weekend of Miami Beach's spring break looked more like a random Tuesday in October. The once packed beaches had just a smattering of sunbathers and sand castle builders. Hardly the chaos that used to define this annual college pilgrimage. Many are pointing to Miami Beach's aggressive party prevention tactics for the second year running. The city deployed heavy police presence, closed parking lots, raised towing fees, and blocked roads to keep the crowds away. And it worked almost too well. Jack Bruce, a University of Miami student, expressed what many college kids are thinking. For a few weekends, it would be nice to see more parties. Poor guy has only known Miami Beach spring break under these strict regulations. Like someone who's only seen tigers in zoos and wonders why everyone used to be so afraid of them. For locals and families, though, the relative calm is a welcome change from the sometimes violent atmosphere of spring breaks past. Miami Beach police are certainly pleased, reporting a 14% reduction in spring break-related arrests compared to last year. The most colorful sight on the beach wasn't partying students, but Ukrainian refugee Natalia Kristenko, dancing in a sparkling golden outfit to promote a hotel. When asked about spring break, she barely gave it a thought, focusing instead on her new life. I learned how to live life again here under new laws and rules. It seems Miami Beach has successfully transformed spring break from girls gone wild to families going mild. The question now is whether this is the new permanent reality or just a temporary pause in the partying. Speaking of vanishing spring break crowds, Barcelona wishes it had Miami Beach's tourism problem. While Miami Beach officials are celebrating their successful efforts to tame spring break crowds, Barcelona locals are grabbing water pistols and taking matters into their own hands. Last summer, frustrated Barcelona residents made global headlines when they squirted tourists at outdoor cafes with toy water guns. It wasn't exactly a drive-by shooting, more like a drive-by moistening. But the message was clear. Tourists are no longer welcome to drown the city. Barcelona's transformation from charming Mediterranean city to tourism nightmare began with the 1992 Summer Olympics. We feel quite invaded, admitted Joan Albert Riu Fortuny, a lifelong Barcelona resident. Meanwhile, Jordi Valls, Barcelona's deputy mayor, acknowledged, "Everyone is welcome, but there's a limit." Unfortunately, he didn't specify what that limit is, probably because they blew past it years ago. The city is now scrambling for solutions. They've installed sensors on La Rambla to measure foot traffic, doubled the tourist tax to more than $16 per night, and plan to revoke permits for 10,000 licensed tourist apartments by 2028. In political news, Trump just handed out pink slips for security clearances like they're party favors. President Trump made good on his February promise to revoke former President Biden's security clearance, dropping a late Friday night memo that reads like a political revenge tour guest list. The memo declares it's no longer in the national interest for certain individuals to hold any active security clearance or unescorted access to government facilities. This isn't just about Biden. The president made sure to include any other member of Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s family on the list. Because nothing says national security like blocking Hunter Biden from accessing classified documents. Vice President Kamala Harris also made the cut, along with Trump's 2016 opponent, Hillary Clinton. The roster reads like a who's who of Trump's perceived enemies: New York Attorney General Letitia James and Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, who prosecuted him, former Representatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, who investigated January 6th, and various officials from his first impeachment, including Alexander Vindman. Vindman responded with the diplomatic equivalent of a shoulder shrug, noting he doesn't care about a security clearance that hasn't been active for 5 years. Meanwhile, whistleblower lawyer Mark Zaid went full Shakespeare, comparing Trump's actions to the Dick the Butcher character who famously wanted to kill all the lawyers in Henry VI. And why famous? I mean, I've never heard of the character, but apparently my writers have. Former presidents typically maintain access to classified information as a courtesy after leaving office, though Biden did revoke Trump's clearance in 2021, citing erratic behavior around January 6th. This appears to be Trump's "you're fired" moment in response. Trump got the Santa Claus treatment when he visited Philadelphia over the weekend, attending the wrestling championships at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday. He was greeted with a mixed reception. Some fans chanted "USA, USA," while others audibly booed as he took his seat alongside Elon Musk and Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick. Not everyone was there for the wrestling, though. About 300 protesters gathered on Pattison Avenue for what they called an anti-fascist tailgate. Our research team looked into what would an anti-fascist tailgate might look like. They're the only tailgate where the hot dogs are vegan and the beer is collectively brewed. The parking spots aren't assigned, they're distributed according to need. They've got the only grill where you have to achieve consensus before flipping a burger. It's the only tailgate where there's a 45-minute discussion about whether Frisbee is problematic because of its corporate origins. They don't play cornhole, they play consensus-building exercise with beanbags. The only drinking game is taking a shot whenever someone says dialectic, and it's the only tailgate where the coolers are labeled mutual aid distribution centers. Nothing says conspiracy theory quite like confusing before and after photos of an astronaut's hair. Recently, social media has been buzzing with bizarre claims about NASA astronaut Sunita Suni Williams and her hair color after returning from a 9-month stay on the International Space Station. Users on X and TikTok posted side-by-side images claiming to show Williams with gray hair in space, but somehow returning to Earth with perfectly dyed dark brown hair. One post dramatically called it pure space alchemy, while suggesting Williams hadn't actually been in space at all but hiding at Studio NASA. There's just one tiny problem with this hair-raising conspiracy theory. Those dark-haired photos were taken before her mission, not after. The images showing Williams with dark hair were captured in June 2024, before she boarded the Boeing Starliner spacecraft. Getty Images and AFP both confirmed these photos were taken pre-launch. Meanwhile, the gray-haired photos were indeed taken while Williams was aboard the ISS. Her hair naturally grew out during her 9-month stay, which was extended after her capsule experienced technical issues. And contrary to the conspiracy claims, photos of Williams after splashdown clearly show she still had gray hair when she returned to Earth on March 18th. This whole situation is a perfect example of how easy it is to miscaption photos and create false narratives. Although in this case, it's less fake news and more fake roots. And finally today, let's pour one out for Murphy. America's favorite rock-sitting eagle has flown to the great nest in the sky. Murphy, the beloved bald eagle who captured hearts when he spent his golden years incubating a rock in 2023, has died at age 33. Officials at the World Bird Sanctuary in Valley Park, Missouri, believe the violent storms that tore through the state last weekend may have contributed to his death. A necropsy revealed the eagle suffered head trauma. Sanctuary officials can't determine whether Murphy was spooked and hit his head jumping off a perch, or if the wind and rain played a direct role in his injury. 3 other birds sharing his shelter survived the storms. 33 is impressive for a bald eagle, considering their average lifespan is 25 years. But Murphy wasn't just notable for his longevity. He became famous for his parental instincts. After devotedly incubating a rock, proving sometimes empty nesters will take what they can get, Murphy was rewarded by being allowed to foster an injured eaglet, whom he successfully nurtured back to health. The rehabilitation went so well that Murphy was entrusted with a second eaglet, who is expected to be released into the wild this summer. Talk about a late career pivot, from rock sitter to foster dad extraordinaire. In honor of Murphy's legacy, the sanctuary plans to name their eagle fostering aviary Murphy's Manor, ensuring this patriotic bird will be remembered for generations to come. So here's to Murphy, proof that it's never too late to find your calling, even if you have to start by sitting on a rock. We take eagles very seriously here at Ballot. You can check our cover art if you don't believe us. Portions of today's program were made with the help of AI, a downer story about an eagle, and super soakers.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke, the path to a new pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.